What's up, you guys? This is OffTopicGames with another deck profile for you guys. This one is on the Nightrose that I saw one of you guys requested. For a starter, we run Grenache. It's a Forerunner, it has the Hollow ability, and GB1. When this unit is put into the drop zone, due to the effect of the Hollow ability, you countercharge 2. So a good combo that you can use with this card, Nightrose, is it dies, you unflip 2, and then you can use Nightrose's GB2 skill to bring it back, hollow it again, and then unflip 2 as well. So for grade 3, we run the main grade 3 for the deck, 4 of Nightrose. What it does is, on stride, you can counterblast 1 to call a card from your drop zone, and it gets plus 2,000. And then GB2 once per turn, put 3 cards into from the top of your deck into the drop zone. When your rearguard is put into the drop zone, like in general, it can be retired, it can be hollowed, etc. It can just be anything. You can pay the cost, which is mill 3, and then call it back to the rearguard circle. So if you're playing against Cargo, for example, you can use Nightrose's own ability to mill 3 and recall it if you want, or some other effect. This will also be used for a combo that you can set up that I'll show you a bit later. Next, for grade 3s, the backup, we run 2 Night Storms. What Night Storm does is, on ride, you can counterblast 1, soul blast 1, search top 5 for a hollow ability, and then add it to your hand shuffle. And then it has a hollow ability as a rearguard, and then another ability, auto GB1 counterblast 1. At the end of the battle, this unit attack the Vanguard. If this unit is hollowed, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to one of your cards not named this card, and then call it from your drop zone, and or call it over this specific card. So yeah. And then we run a 1 of Gas Dragon. What it does is, it has the hollow skill again, and then auto GB1. You can put 2 cards from the deck into your drop zone. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, you may mill 2, pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets plus 3,000 to the end of battle. Then if this unit is hollowed, it gets plus 5,000. So it's a 19k attacker. And then if you brought it back with Nightrose, it's 21 by itself. The second skill is Drop Zone, Axe Skill, Counterblast 1. Choose one of your grade 2 or greater rearguards and retire it. Call this card to rearguard circle. So it also has that ability, which is very nice. But we do run it as 1 of because it's searchable and stuff. And it doesn't do anything on the Vanguard. For our grade 2s, I believe we run 12. So that was 7 grade 3s, 12 grade... And we're running 12 grade 2s. First grade 2 that we run is Negro Lazy. We run 3 of it. It has the hollow ability, and then auto GB1, counterblast 1, soul blast 1. When this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, you can do that. And then, if you have a Nightrose Vanguard in its Nightrose Vanguard, basically you can choose up to grade 1, grade 2 or less card, not name this card, from your drop zone. Call it to rearguard circle, and then this unit gets plus 2,000. And the auto skill, when this unit is retired due to the hollow effect, you may countercharge 1, soul charge 1. So basically the cost is essentially negated as long as it's retired due to the auto hollow ability. Next we run 2 Negro Rook. It's a hollow 16k attacker, I believe, so that's very nice. It's basically it. It's actually really good just because it's kind of a beat stick. Next we run Cannoneer, which is also a very good card. It's a 2 of. Cannoneer has the hollow ability, and then counterblast 1. When this unit is placed on the rearguard from the drop zone, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. Then if this unit is hollowed, you draw a card. So it's very good because you retire a card and you can draw a card as well, and then you can do it over and over. And it also sets up your plays for Nightrose that I'll show you guys later. Next we run Columbard. It's one of the generic Twin Sword clones. So counterblast 1 when this unit attacks the Vanguard. If this unit is boosted, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 1 card from your drop zone and call it to rearguard. So if you want, you can call this card, which is very cool. So we run 2 of it. And then we run 1 King Serpent. King Serpent helps for the gas stride. But what it does is, on call from the drop zone, you countercharge 1 and soul charge 1. It's an 8k. And then 1 Pocker for the Link Joker matchup. Yep. For our grade 1s, there should be 14. We run 4 unflip RPGs because they're very nice. You need them to unflip. Yep. Should be 4 stride fodder. I must have mixed these in. Yep. 4 stride fodder. Stride fodder is good because it helps you stride, and then it searches for Nightrose if you need. You really need to be on Nightrose because half your cards work off of Nightrose, and then it's just better to be on Nightrose. You want the search ability too. And then it's also Ghosty, which helps for the Ghosty stride, the King Obadiah. Next we run 3 Negro Bone. I believe you can cut this up to 4 if you want. There's a 1-up that we run, it's kind of weird. But we run 3 of these currently. What it does is GB1, Counterblast 1. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted a rear guard. If you have a Vanguard with Nightrose, in its card name, you may pay the cost. If you do, retire the unit that this unit boosted. Choose up to 1 card with the Hollow ability from your drop zone and call it to rear guard. So it's very good because it just sets up more attacks and stuff. Next we run 1 Bail the Ghosty. We mainly run this card to unflip and as a mechanic to help us with the combo that, again, we'll show you next time. But what it does is when this unit is placed in the rear guard from your drop zone, it gets plus 2,000 until the end turn. And then it has another auto skill. Put this unit to the bottom of your deck from your drop zone. When this unit is put to the drop zone from your rear guard during each battle phase, if you have a Vanguard with Nightrose in its card name, you may unflip a card. So basically, if this card is retired during your battle phase, during either player's battle phase, you can unflip, which is very helpful. So you run 2 of him. It's not a Hollow ability, so that's kind of important as well. 1 Sea Strolling Banshee. This can be changed, but what it does is on call, Soul Charge 1, or on call from the drop zone, Soul Blast 1, draw a card. For triggers, 4 heals because healing is good. Don't run the Ghosty one, but it's okay. 4 of the Nightrose crit because the Nightrose crit is very important. You draw a card if you soul charge it and plus 5, and you can bring it back with Gash. 4 Rush Seas Banshee, essentially the same thing. You can call it back with Gash and just soul charge and draw cards. And then 4 Make the Ghosty. This is actually a very good card that we really like. Basically, if you're decking out, this can help you, and you just cycle it and give your Vanguard and rear guards power. What it does is has the Hollow ability, and then GB1. When this unit is placed on the rear guard from your drop zone, if this unit is hollowed, choose up to 1 of your other units, and it gets plus 10,000 power until the end of the turn. And then until the end of the turn, this unit gets, when this unit is put into the drop zone from your rear guard, return this unit back to your deck and shuffle. So it helps you keep your deck. And then this can also be used defensively. Again, I'll show you a bit later. So for our strides, we only run 2 Nightrose because we don't see it being used too much. Counterblast is kind of a lot because you can counterblast like 5 in 1 turn. What Nightrose does is GB2, Counterblast 2, flip herself. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 2 cards from your drop zone and call it to separate rear guards in different rows. So basically you just call a column. You can't call it in the same row. So you can't call 2 front rows. You have to call a front row and a back row. For next we run 1 Ghosty King Obadiah. Basically on ride you can search your deck for 3 cards, put into the drop zone, and if 2 of them were hollow you can call a Ghosty behind your Vanguard. A normal unit Ghosty, that's specific. Next we run 4 Gash. We really like this card. It's GB1 Counterblast, or GB1. Soul Blast 1, Counterblast 1. Choose a face-up card. Name this card, and then turn it face up. When this unit is placed on the Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 5 cards from your Soul Blast them, and then choose the same number of cards that were Soul Blasted, and then call them and to separate rear guards, and then each card that was called gets plus 1,000 for each face-up card in your G zone until the end of the turn. So what you can do in advance for this card is put your crit triggers into the soul, draw cards, call them out, or soul blast them out, and if you want, you can call them back again to refill the gash. If you're playing against Link Joker, it's nice to go into because you just draw cards for no reason and refill your soul, so it's pretty good. We really like this card. Next, we run 3 Mariad. Ryan really likes this card. What it does is counterblast 1 once per turn. Choose anything, turn it face up, and then you choose a card from your hand and discard it. Choose up to the same number of cards as this card face up, and then call it to a rear guard, and then this unit gets plus power for the sum of the original powers that was for the units that were called. So if you call like a 9k, this card gets plus 9k. If you call 2 9ks, this card gets plus 18k. So it's pretty cool. One's a breeze because, you know, it's a GB deck and you need a GB, and also it's a Cray Elemental, so it helps with Pocker. For G guards, we run 2 of the generic ones. Basically, mill 2, get plus 5,000. 1 a Gleam because it's a Cray Elemental and you can discard draw, so you can discard the pieces you want in the drop zone, draw a card. And then lastly, we run this G guard, which is one of our combos, Negro Lily. What it does is you can, when you G guard with this card, you can counterblast 1, choose one of your rear guards and retire it. When this unit is placed on your Vanguard or Guardian Circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to one of your normal units with Ghosty in its card name from the drop zone, call it to an open rear guard circle, and then this unit gets plus 10,000. So, a combo with this card is, there are multiple things that you can do with this specific setup. You have to be on Nightrose, and you have to be GB2. So what you can do is, the basic combo is a Denial Griffin combo. It is a 2 Counterblast Denial Griffin. So what you do is use Negro Lily skill, Counterblast 1, pop your Cannoneer, call a Ghosty. I don't know, just call this Ghosty. And then with Nightrose's skill, you mill 2 with her GB2 skill, or mill 3, sorry. Recall Cannoneer, use Cannoneer's effect, Counterblast 1, hollow, draw a card, and then retire unit, so you can retire front row. So it's like a ghetto, but more versatile Denial Griffin. And it's somewhat more costly. However, you can mitigate the cost by calling a Bail the Ghosty instead, and then calling over the Bail Ghosty, which means you unflip, so it's 1 less Counterblast. Another thing you can do is you can retire a Mick. Then you can retire the Mick with the this one skill, call whatever, call this, and then use Nightrose skill, recall it. Your Vanguard gets plus 10k for the turn, so it's 21. Another thing you could do if you want is, I believe you can retire a Negro Lazy, bring it back, use Negro Lazy skill, call either this or this, so it's the same thing. And yeah, etc. There's multiple things you can do with this combo. It's really cool, and it's an interesting setup that you can do for different things that you want to do. But yeah, that's the basic deck profile. I hope you guys liked it. Please like and subscribe for more content. You can leave comments or suggestions for this deck specifically in the comment section down below, and I'll see you all later. As always, Facebook and social media are in the description.